The galaxy was silent after the last human city fell. 4 months, every alien broadcast repeated the same message: humanity is defeated. Earth has fallen. Across the stars, everyone believed it. The Zoran Dominion celebrated their victory, confident that the stubborn, loud, impossible-to-kill species called humans had finally disappeared. But deep under a ruined mountain, far below the burned forests and broken steel towers, a hidden door slid open. Dust fell, old lights flickered, and a narrow tunnel came alive after many years of darkness. Inside that forgotten bunker, a small group of surviving humans moved quickly, their faces tired but their eyes burning with something stronger than fear. They gathered around a massive machine covered in dust, cables, and warning labels in 10 languages. Its metal surface looked old, but there was something powerful sleeping inside it. This was the last project of Earth scientists, the thing no one else in the galaxy knew existed. The survivors called it only one name: the Quantum Arc. For years they had avoided using it. The machine was dangerous, untested, and unstable. Some believed it could save what was left of humanity. Others believed it could destroy them all in a single flash of energy. But now they had no choice. Only 127 humans remained alive on Earth. The Zoran Dominion had already started sending scout ships to check if anyone survived. If the survivors stayed hidden, they would be hunted and wiped out. If they fought, they would be crushed in seconds. The leader of the group, Commander Rhea Arvan, stood in front of the machine. Her uniform was torn, and her face carried the story of too many battles lost. She touched the cold metal surface of the Quantum Arc and exhaled slowly. "This is it," she whispered. "Either we die here, or we become something they can never kill." Her team exchanged nervous looks. They had worked on this machine for years, gathering old files, broken computers, damaged alien parts, anything they could salvage. Still, they knew almost nothing about what the machine actually did. The scientists who built it had died in the war before they could finish their work. A young engineer, Malik, stepped forward and connected the final energy coil. His hands shook as he wiped sweat from his forehead. "Once I start the main sequence," he said, "there's no stopping it. The energy surge will go everywhere. The Zoran scanners will pick it up instantly." Rhea nodded. "Let them come. For the first time in years, let them feel afraid." Malik pressed the activation button. The bunker lights flickered, then went dark. For 3 seconds, there was only silence. Complete, heavy, frightening silence. Then the Quantum Arc woke up. A low hum filled the room, deep enough to shake the floor. Blue lines of light ran across the machine like veins coming alive. The walls vibrated, dust falling like snow. A metal panel slid open, revealing a glowing core spinning with impossible speed. Everyone stepped back. "What is this?" whispered Lien, the medic. "It's reacting like it knows us." The machine's hum grew louder, and the bunker speakers crackled. A calm, emotionless voice filled the air. "Human life detected. Initiating protocol restart." The survivors froze. No one had ever heard the machine speak before. Malik stared at the glowing core. "It's aware? It shouldn't be aware." The voice continued, smooth and steady. "Humanity status: near extinction. Emergency sequence activated. Preparing reconstruction." Rhea took a step forward. "Quantum Arc, what does reconstruction mean?" The machine paused, as if thinking. "Reconstruction, the renewal of human existence. Preparing systems. Counting remaining life signatures." A soft alarm beeped, and numbers appeared on an old screen. 127 humans detected. Species survival probability, 0.00002%. Solution required. Rhea's heart pounded. The Ark wasn't just a machine. It was calculating the survival of humanity, and it didn't like the answer. But far above the bunker, in the silent sky of ruined Earth, something else was happening. The energy surge from the Quantum Arc broke through the clouds like a blue storm. It shot into space, so powerful that distant satellites woke up and alien scanners lit bright red. On a Zoran command ship far from Earth, an alien officer stared at the readings in confusion. "Impossible," he hissed. "Human energy? From Earth? They were destroyed." Another officer leaned forward. "Then something survived. And something is waking up." The Zoran captain narrowed his eyes and gave the order. "Send the fleet. Burn the planet completely this time." Back in the bunker, the quantum ark's humming became a pulse, slow but powerful, like a heartbeat. The survivors felt a strange warmth on their skin. The air vibrated with unseen energy. Malik checked the screen and gasped. "Commander, the Ark is building something. Some kind of structure inside its core. I don't know what it is." The machine spoke again, louder than before. "Phase 1 complete. Phase 2, begin." Everyone stared at the spinning core, afraid yet unable to look away. Rhea whispered, "What are you making?" The quantum ark answered, "Humanity's return." The smoke of the past still hung over Earth, even in the memories of the survivors. As the quantum ark continued its strange awakening, Commander Rhea felt a heavy pressure inside her chest, not from fear, but from the weight of everything humanity had lost. The machine's glow filled the bunker, lighting the cracked walls and old metal floors. Yet as the light grew brighter, the memories of how Earth fell grew darker. Years earlier, before the skies turned black, humanity had been confident. Maybe too confident. They built ships, stations, and weapons. They explored planets and believed they had finally become a strong species in the galaxy. Humans thought they were ready for anything. They were wrong. The first time the Zoran Dominion appeared in the solar system, they didn't even speak. They didn't send warnings. They only sent a message of pure silence, followed by a wave of gravity weapons that crushed Earth's defense satellites in minutes. No one understood their technology. Human sensors couldn't track their ships. Their drones moved like living shadows, quiet and deadly. Cities fell in hours. Rhea remembered the day the sky split open over New Shanghai. She was a young officer then, standing on the rooftop of a military tower as a Zoran warship blocked out the sun. It released a shockwave that melted steel and shattered buildings like glass. Millions died before anyone could react. Entire armies vanished under EMP storms that erased every machine on the ground. Humans fought back with everything they had: ground units, aircraft, orbital cannons, but the enemy was too advanced. Where humans used bullets and lasers, the Zoran used weapons that bent space, folded metal, and turned gravity into a weapon. But even after endless losses, humans did not surrender. It was this stubbornness that made the war last longer than the Zoran expected. Humanity refused to die quietly. Inside the bunker, Malik adjusted a panel on the quantum arc as Rhea's mind drifted to another memory, one she wished she could forget. The fall of Delhi. It was the moment she understood the truth. Humanity was not losing the war, it had already lost. She watched from a transport ship as a Zoran command vessel dropped a black sphere into the city. At first, nothing happened. Then the sphere cracked open, releasing waves that erased everything: buildings, vehicles, even people, turning them into dust. The aliens didn't conquer cities. They simply removed them. That was the day Earth's leaders decided to build the quantum arc. They knew they couldn't win. So they created a last chance, a final seed of hope hidden deep underground. "We fought so hard," Rhea murmured as she touched the glowing surface of the machine. "But it was never enough." Lien, the medic, stepped beside her. "We survived," she said softly. "That has to mean something." Rhea didn't answer. She wasn't sure if survival alone meant anything anymore. Not when the galaxy believed humanity was dead. Not when Earth was little more than ash. The machine pulsed again, louder now, almost like it wanted their attention. "Processing historical data," it said in its calm voice. "Cause of human near extinction, Zoran Dominion. Probability of external rescue, 0. Probability of peaceful recovery, 0. The survivors exchanged uneasy looks. Malik sighed. It reminds me too much of the war reports. The machine continued. Zoran war strategy detected. Complete elimination of human resistance. Unknown factor, human persistence. Unknown factor, human unpredictability. Rhea blinked. Unknown factor? Yes, the ARC said. Human behavior does not match extinction patterns. Continued resistance despite zero chance of victory. Conclusion: human species contains anomalous survival traits. Lien raised an eyebrow. Is the machine complimenting us? It's analyzing us, Malik muttered. Trying to understand why we're still alive at all. Before anyone could answer, the bunker lights flickered. A large part of the wall screen activated, displaying a map of Earth. Red marks covered almost the entire planet, destroyed cities, impact zones, scorched regions. Only a few blue spots remained. Is that all that's left? Lien whispered. Malik swallowed hard. If the map is accurate, yes. Rhea's fists tightened. Then we cannot waste this chance. But outside the bunker, the story of humanity's fall wasn't finished. In the sky above, the Zoran fleet had begun to gather again. Their ships drifted silently into Earth's orbit, waiting for orders. And this time, the alien leadership wanted no mistakes. They would send more firepower, more drones, more weapons than ever before. They wanted Earth to become a grave with no survivors left. Inside the bunker, the survivors did not know the fleet had arrived. But they felt a strange change in the air, a pressure, like distant thunder. Quantum arc, Rhea said. Why were we chosen to survive? The machine paused for a long moment. Because you did not stop, it said. Even when all logic said you should. Rhea stepped closer. Then tell us what you're planning. What is your true purpose? The core glowed brighter, as if awakening from a long sleep. My purpose, the arc said, is the return of your species. But first, humanity must understand how it fell. Rhea exhaled slowly. We remember, she said quietly. We lived it. The quantum arc replied in a voice deeper than before. You remember the fall. But you have not yet seen the rise. The quantum arc's core kept spinning, filling the bunker with a soft blue glow. The survivors watched it closely, waiting for its next move, their hearts balancing between hope and fear. No one truly understood the machine. No one knew what it would do next. But they all knew one thing. It was their last chance. Commander Rhea stood with her arms crossed, her eyes fixed on the swirling energy inside the core. The hum was getting stronger, deeper, almost like a distant storm slowly approaching. Malik checked the side console. Energy levels are rising. Way too fast. Lien stepped beside him. Is that dangerous? Malik gave a shaky laugh. Everything about this machine is dangerous. The quantum arc spoke again, its voice calm and steady, almost emotionless. Phase 2 required. Begin analysis of surviving human assets. Rhea frowned. Assets? What assets do we have left? The screen lit up, now showing files, scattered, fragmented, broken pieces of old data. There were images, scientist logs, military reports, genetic information, and even old archives from schools and museums. Human history was flashing across the screen like a final heartbeat. Quantum arc, Rhea said. Why do you need all this? The lights flickered as it answered. Purpose, reconstruction, human knowledge required for the next stage of survival. Malik leaned closer. It's gathering everything we ever knew. Science, art, language, technology, everything. Lien whispered, it's rebuilding humanity from the inside. The room grew warmer as the machine absorbed the data. Then a new line appeared on the screen. Collecting biological samples. Analyzing survivor DNA. Rhea looked sharply at Malik. It's scanning us. Malik nodded slowly. Every life signature in the bunker. The quantum arc began listing genetic markers, medical histories, even stress levels. It knew their bodies better than they did. The survivors stepped back, uneasy. Lien crossed her arms. Feels like we're being examined by something that's judging us. The machine answered immediately. Not judging. Optimizing. Rhea raised an eyebrow. Optimizing what? Human potential. Silence fell. The sound of the machine's humming became almost like a heartbeat echoing through the bunker. But outside, far above them, something else was happening. The Zoran fleet moved across Earth's orbit. Thousands of drones floated around the battleships like metal insects waiting to strike. Their scanners picked up the energy surge from the mountain bunker. Officers reported the anomaly to their commander. Zoran Captain Vral watched the readings with disgust. So, humans still crawl in the dirt. It seems we were not thorough. His second officer hissed. Shall we finish them? Vral nodded slowly. We will do more than finish them. We will erase the planet's surface. No more hiding places. No more survivors. Back in the bunker, the survivors felt a tremor under their feet. A small vibration, but enough to get their attention. Rhea turned toward the ceiling. Did you feel that? Malik checked the seismic sensors. His face went pale. Commander, that wasn't the machine. Something happened outside. Something big. The quantum arc suddenly changed its tone. Its voice grew deeper, almost urgent. Attention! External threat detected. Zoran presence in orbit. Rhea clenched her fists. They're already here. The machine continued. Their objective, elimination of remaining human life. Lien stepped backward, fear in her eyes. We can't fight them. We barely survived last time. Malik stared at the glowing core. Unless this machine can help us. Rhea took a step closer to the quantum Arkansas. If you can see them coming, then tell us how to stop them. For the first time, the machine paused for longer than a second. It was almost like it was thinking deeply, searching for answers buried in its massive banks of data. Then its voice returned, louder and steadier. Solution exists. Rhea leaned forward. What solution? The core brightened, filling the bunker with blinding blue light. The survivors shielded their eyes as the machine finally spoke the words that would change everything. Humanity must evolve. The light dimmed, leaving the survivors staring at the machine in stunned silence. Malik cleared his throat. Evolve? Into what? The quantum arc responded without hesitation. Into what you were always capable of becoming. The Zoran believe humans are weak. They are wrong. You simply have not reached your full potential. Rhea stepped forward. And you're saying you can change us? Not change, the arc replied. Upgrade. A new set of symbols appeared on the screen, genetic diagrams, neural maps, enhanced muscle structures, quantum-linked brain pathways. The survivors didn't understand most of it, but the message was clear. The quantum arc was preparing to build a new kind of human. Rhea felt a chill run across her skin. You want to rebuild us as something stronger. The machine responded in its calm, emotionless voice. To survive, you must become more than human. And I can help you do that. But you must choose. Rhea looked at her team, exhausted, scared, yet still alive. She felt the weight of her responsibility settle on her shoulders. She knew this choice wasn't just for the 127 survivors. It was for the entire future of humanity. She took a deep breath. What do we have to do? The quantum arc's lights flared bright blue. Prepare for Phase 3. And somewhere above the atmosphere, the Zoran fleet turned toward Earth, engines burning with the promise of destruction. They had no idea what was awakening beneath the mountain. Far above the ruined Earth, the Zoran fleet moved closer. Their ships were dark, sharp, and silent, shaped like long blades cutting through space. Each one carried weapons strong enough to turn mountains into dust. They drifted into position around the planet, forming a deadly ring. Their commanders believed this mission would be simple: erase whatever weak life was left, and leave Earth behind forever. But deep under the mountain, the survivors didn't know how little time they had. The quantum arc began Phase 3. A low vibration moved through the bunker floor, gentle at first, then growing stronger until the metal shelves rattled. The lights dimmed, glowing the same soft blue as the core. Rhea held on to the rail beside her, watching the machine with hard eyes. Malik stared at his monitor. Energy output is rising again, way higher than Phase 2. Lien stepped back toward the wall. Is it safe for us to even stand here? Malik shrugged helplessly. Nothing about this is safe. The quantum arc spoke, its voice steady and deep. Beginning human enhancement protocol. Preparing genetic and neural templates. Rhea narrowed her eyes. Explain what that means. A new screen opened, showing diagrams of human cells changing shape, splitting, rebuilding. Neural pathways lighting up. Muscles strengthening. Reflexes speeding up. It was like watching evolution happen in seconds. The machine continued. Human bodies are capable of far more than their current form allows. With quantum support, improvements can be made. Lien whispered, "This is rewriting humanity." Rhea felt a chill. Why? Why do we need to change so much? The machine answered. Because the Zoran cannot be defeated by current human limitations. To protect your species, you must rise above them. Malik swallowed hard. We're not soldiers. Most of us are just people. Engineers, medics, farmers. How can we become whatever you're creating? The Ark's voice softened, not human, but almost understanding. Choice remains with you. I do not force evolution. I offer it. The words hung heavy in the air. Rhea breathed out slowly. If we refuse, then humanity will end when the Zoran arrive, the machine said plainly. Silence fell. Up above, in the black sky, the Zoran fleet prepared for their descent. Commander Vral watched Earth with cold eyes. Begin atmospheric entry, he ordered. Burn their hiding places. Leave nothing alive. A low tremor traveled through the clouds as the ships descended. Inside the bunker, Malik's monitor flashed red. Commander, something's happening outside. Temperature rising. Air pressure changing. They're coming. Rhea turned to the machine. We don't have time for long explanations. If you're going to help us, do it now. The quantum arc's core glowed brighter, filling the chamber with swirling blue light. Understood. Preparing enhancement pods. Parts of the machine shifted, metal sliding open to reveal cylindrical pods, tall, glowing tubes connected by thousands of cables. They looked like something between medical chambers and alien technology. Lien's eyes widened. We are supposed to step into those? Yes, the Ark replied. Inside, your bodies will adapt. You will become faster, stronger, more aware. You will be able to fight the Zoran. Malik touched one of the pods. It was warm, too warm. Almost alive. He whispered, Commander, are we really doing this? Rhea closed her eyes for a moment, listening to the distant rumble above them. The Zoran were entering the atmosphere. They had minutes at most. She opened her eyes again, filled with resolve. We don't have a choice. If we don't evolve, we die. The machine hummed. Enhancement will not harm you. It will unlock your full potential. But the transformation will be difficult. Rhea stepped toward the nearest pod. Humanity has done difficult things before. Malik hesitated, then nodded and moved toward another pod. Lien followed, fear trembling in her hands but steady in her voice. Before entering the pod, Malik turned to Rhea. If we survive this, we'll be something new. Rhea nodded. But still human. The Ark responded immediately. Correct. More human than before. The first pod closed with a hiss around Rhea. Cool air rushed around her, then warmth, then something like a soft electric pulse moving deep under her skin. She felt her heartbeat change rhythm. Faster, stronger. Her mind sharpened, her senses expanding until she noticed tiny sounds she had never heard before. The machine spoke within the chamber. Neural enhancement starting. Physical enhancement preparing. Rhea gasped softly as a wave of energy passed through her. It wasn't pain, just powerful. Like every cell in her body was waking up for the first time. In the other pods, Malik and Lien felt the same sensation, their bodies vibrating with new life. Outside, the Zoran ships fired the first blast. A massive explosion shook the surface of Earth. Dust rained through cracks in the bunker ceiling. The ground rumbled violently as alien beams carved through hills and scorched forests. Inside the bunker, alarms blared. Malik shouted from inside his pod. "They're hitting the mountain." The quantum arc responded calmly. Enhancement 70% complete. Do not exit. Another explosion roared overhead, stronger this time. Rocks cracked. Dust choked the air. The bunker trembled like it might collapse. Rhea's eyes snapped open inside the pod. She felt something new moving inside her, strength she had never known, clarity she had never felt. She forced her hands against the pod walls. "Let us out," she said firmly. "We can fight." "Not yet," the arc replied. "Enhancement must complete." The mountain shook again. This time, the walls cracked. Rhea glared at the glowing pod window. "If you want humanity to survive, hurry." The core flashed bright blue. Enhancement complete. The pods opened, and the new humans stepped out into a world already burning. The pods opened with a burst of cool air. Rhea stepped out first, her feet landing softly on the metal floor. For a moment, she didn't understand what she was feeling. Everything around her looked different, sharper, clearer, almost glowing at the edges. She could hear things she had never heard before, dust sliding across the ceiling, wires humming inside the walls, the faint distant rumble of engines in the sky. Malik stepped out next. He stared at his hands, opening and closing them slowly. "Commander, I feel like I can lift the whole bunker." Lien touched her chest, surprised. "My heartbeat is faster, but it feels steady, strong." The quantum arc spoke from above them. Enhancements successful. Neural pathways expanded. Muscle stability increased. Reflex capacity tripled. Rhea looked around at her team. Their eyes were brighter, their posture straighter, their breathing deeper. They weren't superhuman, but they were something more than before. Something sharper. Something made to survive. But the ground shook again, this time so violently that lights flickered and a long crack split across the ceiling. "They're destroying the mountain," Malik said, panic rising. "Zoran forces have begun surface cleansing," the arc confirmed. "You must prepare to evacuate." Rhea gritted her teeth. "Evacuate to where?" "They're covering the whole planet." The core brightened, and a hidden door opened on the far side of the bunker. A long tunnel stretched into darkness. "This path leads to the surface transport bay," the machine said. "Inside, you will find the first creation of Phase 3. The survivors exchanged confused looks, but there was no time to argue. Another explosion hit the mountain, sending dust falling like snow. Rhea nodded. "Move." They ran down the tunnel, faster than humans should run. Their feet barely touched the floor. Their breath stayed calm. They were learning their new bodies with every step, and it came naturally, like remembering something they had forgotten for years. The tunnel shook, small rocks falling around them. But none of them slowed down. They burst into a large chamber at the end. The room was filled with strange equipment, half-finished machines, and old metal crates. In the center rested something huge under a dark cloth. Malik pulled the cover aside, and froze. Under it was a sleek, shining craft, shaped like a long wing with no sharp edges. The metal surface pulsed with faint blue lines, the same glow as the quantum Arkansas. It looked both human-made and alien, something between two worlds. What is this? Lien breathed. A quantum transport, the Ark said through speakers in the ceiling. Built from human designs and Zoran technology. Rhea stepped closer, running her hand across the smooth surface. Can it fly? It can do more than fly, the Ark replied. It can hide from Zoran sensors. It is invisible to their scans. Malik's eyes widened. So we can escape the bombardment. No, Rhea said, shaking her head. We are not running. Not anymore. The Ark responded calmly. Correct. This craft is not built for escape. It is built for counterattack. A loud, heavy rumble tore through the chamber. Dust exploded from the ceiling as another explosion hit above. Lien shouted. The roof won't hold much longer. Rhea climbed into the pilot's seat without hesitation. The moment she touched the controls, they lit up, reacting to her presence. The ship seemed to recognize her. Everyone inside, she ordered. Malik and Lien rushed in. The craft sealed shut behind them with a soft hiss. The interior glowed softly, lit by blue lines that shifted as the engines warmed. The floor vibrated as the ship powered up. Outside, another blast split the mountain. A large crack tore through the tunnel behind them. Rocks fell like rain. Quantum Arc, Rhea said, gripping the controls, open the launch tunnel. The machine answered, Good luck, Commander Rhea Arvon. Humanity rises again. A deep rumble echoed through the walls as a massive stone door slid open in front of them, revealing a vertical tunnel leading straight upward. Rhea felt the ship almost pull forward on its own, like it was eager to fly. Malik grabbed the back of her seat. Commander, I think this thing wants to launch. Rhea nodded. Then let's give it what it wants. The engines roared, smooth, powerful, nothing like old human machines. Rhea pushed the controls forward, and the craft shot upward with impossible speed. They blasted through the dark tunnel. Then through the final stone barrier. Then into the open sky. A massive Zoran ship hovered above the mountain, firing beams downward. But the humans flew straight past its scanners. The aliens didn't even notice the quantum craft rising beneath them. In the cockpit, Lien stared out the window in shock. They can't see us. Rhea looked up at the giant enemy ship blocking the sun. For the first time in years, she felt something strange inside her chest. Strength. She tightened her hands on the controls. Good, she said. Because we're going to make them notice. The quantum craft turned sharply toward the alien ship, faster, stronger, and more alive than anything humanity had ever built before. Humanity's counterattack was about to begin. The quantum craft cut through the sky like a silent blade. No engines roared, no smoke trailed behind it. It moved with a smooth, ghost-like speed that even Rhea struggled to control at first. But her enhanced reflexes adjusted quickly, and soon she felt the ship moving almost like an extension of her own body. Above them, the massive Zoran warship loomed. Its dark metal hull shined with cruel sharp edges. Thousands of drones floated around it like glowing insects, ready to strike. Beams of red energy rained down from its lower cannons, tearing the mountain apart piece by piece. Lien stared at the destruction through the front window. If we had waited even one more minute, the bunker would be gone. Malik's voice shook. It is gone. Look. Rhea glanced down. The mountain, once their home, once humanity's last hiding place, was collapsing in on itself. Smoke rose. Fire spread through the broken valley. The Zoran beams kept hitting, trying to make sure no human trace remained. Rhea's grip tightened on the controls. They think they've killed us, she said quietly. Let's show them they're wrong. The craft responded to her voice, its blue lines glowing brighter. The ship shifted direction sharply, turning toward the giant enemy vessel. Inside the Zoran ship, alarms suddenly lit up. Captain Vral turned from the viewing window. Report. A drone officer hissed, unknown anomaly detected, brief energy ripple at rear flank. Human-made? Vral asked. No, unknown. Vral narrowed his eyes. Investigate. But by the time the drones turned, the human ship had already moved. Rhea flew the craft under the alien vessel's hull, moving through blind spots no human ship could ever reach. She felt the craft's body heat up as it scanned the Zoran structure. Malik tapped a glowing symbol on the dashboard. Commander, this ship is reading the enemy vessel. It knows where the weak points are. Rhea smiled faintly. Then let's hit one. The quantum craft shot forward like a lightning bolt. It stopped directly below a large circular structure in the alien hull. Lien pointed. What is that? Malik's eyes widened. Grav core stabilizer. If that breaks. Rhea didn't wait. She pressed the trigger. A burst of blue-white energy fired from the quantum craft, silent, sharp, and unstoppable. It cut through the alien metal like a knife through cloth. A shockwave rippled across the massive ship. Inside, Zoran officers screamed as alarms burst to life. Captain Vral slammed a clawed hand onto the console. Who attacked us? Show me. The screen flickered. Static. Then nothing. No scans detected, the drone officer stammered. There is no ship. Vral snarled. Something hit us. Find it. But the quantum craft was already gone, sliding behind the ship like a shadow. Malik laughed in disbelief. Commander, they can't see us. They don't even know what hit them. Lien breathed out. We finally have an advantage. Rhea didn't smile. Her eyes stayed focused on the alien ship. One ship won't win the war. We need more. And the quantum arc said it would build more. Malik turned his head. If the arc survived. Rhea went quiet. The mountain was still burning. We'll go back for it later, she said. Right now, we finish what we started. She turned the craft upward and flew toward the alien ship's top hull. Inside the Zoran vessel, Captain Vral barked orders. Prepare drones. Prepare weapons. If something is out there, we will burn the atmosphere until it dies. Thousands of drones shot into the sky, spreading out in every direction. Rhea noticed them on her screen. Drones incoming. They're searching blind, Malik said. They can't see us unless we fire. Then we fire smart, Rhea replied. The quantum craft spun through the air, weaving between the drones without being detected. It rose above the enemy vessel. For a moment, Rhea looked down at the huge warship. This is for Earth. She pressed the trigger again, this time aiming at the main power spine. The craft released a second burst of energy, stronger than the first. It ripped into the alien ship like a spear of pure light. The entire vessel trembled. Explosions erupted along its surface, bright and violent. Lien grabbed her seat. It's breaking apart. Inside the Zoran ship, chaos erupted. Panels shattered. Gravity fields flickered. Officers were thrown from their stations. Sparks and smoke filled the air. Captain Vral roared. Where is the enemy? Where? But he received no answer. His ship was dying, and he still didn't know what was killing it. Outside, the massive warship cracked down the middle. A long, glowing line spread across its hull, splitting it apart. The explosion spread until the entire vessel burst in a storm of fire and metal. Rhea turned the craft sharply, avoiding the blast wave. The sky lit up behind them. Lien whispered. We did it. Malik exhaled shakily. One ship down. Rhea stared ahead, her eyes fierce. How many more Zoran ships are in orbit? Malik checked the scanner. His face paled. Commander, more than 50. Silence filled the cabin. Rhea didn't flinch. Good, she said. Then we have work to do. The quantum craft surged forward, heading straight toward the next enemy ship. Faster, sharper, and stronger than ever. Humanity wasn't hiding anymore. Humanity was fighting back. Rhea pushed the craft forward, toward the cluster of Zoran warships waiting in Earth's orbit. Their dark hulls circled the planet like hungry predators. Each one was larger than mountains, armed with weapons that had destroyed almost every human city. Malik stared at the scanner, his voice barely steady. "Commander, they're all targeting the planet now. If they fire together, Earth won't survive." Lien swallowed. "We stopped one ship. But 50. Rhea kept her eyes on space. "We won't fight them alone." As they moved higher, Earth grew smaller behind them. Blue oceans, gray clouds, dark scars where cities once stood. Rhea felt a weight in her chest. Everything they were doing, everything they were risking, it was for that planet. For the people still hiding. For the ones already lost. She tightened her grip on the controls. The quantum arc said it would help. "We have to find out how." The ship answered with a soft hum, as if agreeing. An alarm blinked. Malik leaned closer. "Commander, strange energy reading behind us." Rhea turned the craft. Then she saw it. A bright tear opened in space like a glowing crack. Out of it poured light, soft at first, then blinding. For a moment, Rhea thought the arc was calling them again. But then shapes appeared. Dozens. Then hundreds. Then thousands. Small glowing objects, smooth silver pods, drifted out of the tear and arranged themselves in perfect formation. Each one pulsed with the same blue light as the craft they were flying. Lien's eyes widened. "Are those ships?" Malik nodded slowly. The arc multiplied itself. The silver pods suddenly shifted shape, stretching, unfolding, and expanding until they became full-sized combat ships, all glowing with quantum energy. They looked like tiny versions of the human craft Rhea was flying, but sharper, faster, more advanced. An entire fleet. Rhea felt a breath escape her. "The arc built us an army." Then a voice echoed in their minds. "Humanity must survive. This is the quantum fleet. They await your command." The moment the voice faded, every ship in the fleet turned toward Rhea's craft, their lights glowing like thousands of eyes focused on her. Lien whispered, "Commander, you're leading the fleet." For the first time, Rhea didn't argue. She didn't protest. She didn't doubt. She simply nodded. She opened the comms. "Quantum fleet. Prepare for battle." Every ship flashed blue in response. Malik tapped the screen. "Zoran ships are charging weapons." Rhea pointed toward the closest alien vessel. "Then we move first." She pushed the controls forward, diving straight into the cluster of warships. The fleet followed behind her like a storm of blue light. The first Zoran vessel detected them. Inside the alien bridge, Captain Vral stared at the glowing wave approaching from below. "What is this?" he snarled. A drone officer trembled. "Unknown human ships. Thousands of them. Impossible." Vral roared. "Humans have nothing of this scale. Nothing." But the fleet kept coming. Rhea aimed for the largest ship. "All units, target the spine. Fire on my signal." The fleet responded instantly. Rhea waited. Closer. Closer. The Zoran cannons powered up with a low, rising growl. Then Rhea lifted her hand and shouted, "Fire!" Thousands of quantum beams shot forward at once, bright, silent, deadly. They struck the alien ship with perfect precision. Explosions tore through its hull. The giant vessel cracked open like splitting stone and erupted in flames. Lien cheered. Malik laughed in shock. But Rhea didn't slow down. Next ship. The fleet shifted direction in a smooth arc, attacking the next warship. One by one, Zoran vessels began to fall. Some exploded. Some broke apart. Some tried to flee but were hunted down by the glowing blue swarm. Inside the Zoran command ship, panic spread. Captain Vral slammed his fist onto the console. "Retreat. All ships retreat." But the order came too late. The human fleet surrounded his vessel. Rhea targeted the command ship directly. "This is for everyone you killed," she whispered. She fired. The command ship burst into white fire, breaking apart in a massive explosion that lit space like a second sun. Silence followed. A long silence. Malik stared at the scanner. "Commander, no more Zoran ships detected." Lien covered her mouth. "Did we win?" Rhea didn't answer at first. She looked at Earth, still damaged, still scarred, but alive. Then the quantum fleet spoke again. "The invaders are eliminated. Humanity's future can begin." Rhea finally let herself breathe. "We're going home," she said. The fleet followed her down toward Earth, thousands of glowing ships returning like guardians. Lien wiped tears from her eyes. Humanity survived. Malik placed a trembling hand on her shoulder. "Because of the Arkansas. Because of you, Commander." But Rhea shook her head softly. "Because humanity never gave up." As the ships entered the atmosphere, blue light filled the sky, like a new dawn rising after the darkest night. And for the first time in years, Earth felt hope again.